Let's have for today's practice some kind of rolled up towel or mat. We'll lie down over some support and let me just mute everybody here. As we lie down, I'll show this in just a sec. Um, as we lie down over the support, this is what'll be going on. So we get a little bit of chest opening. So if you've been running around chasing 3-year-olds, it's like this is happening. And if you've been working from home, then this is happening. And so let's open up a little bit of that area that gets a bit closed. So with a regular yoga blanket, start with the neat edge. That'll make the roll more even. And roll it up. The great thing about doing this with a blanket or a towel is if you find that it's too big and it's not comfortable, you can always partially unroll it and make it fit to your liking. So there's one, it'll go across the mat. We'll be lying down, and this will be the shoulder blades will land right on top of it. If when you go over, your head is tilted back like this, then you might want to have another blanket or pillow for your head so you get the benefit of the chest opening, but without feeling like you can't breathe because your head's like this. So I will show and we will do. You lie down, and when the roll is in the appropriate place, it kind of sticks out from like it sticks out from under your armpits, which makes it convenient to take your arms out to the sides. If your blanket roll is so high that you could put your arms down by your hips, your blanket roll is too high up to your neck. Does that make sense? And so you'll have it just so it kind of sticks out from under the arms. Not any lower, because then it's turning the lower rib cage into the back bendy area. We don't need that. Check in with the position of the head, support it if you like. When I do this pose, I like to have my knees bent and feet flat. Your body may be happy with the legs straight or in another position. You are in charge. Breathe here. Now, if the roll is very small, it might not feel like a whole lot of sensation. That's fine. You'll still get the benefit of the opening. But sometimes as you lie down over it, it's like, ooh, that's not especially comfortable. That's okay. Don't make your final decision yet. Breathe. Breathe, suss it out. And allow the body to start settling over the roll, the blanket roll or the towel. And breathe while you're here. And as you breathe, let the shoulders melt, let the arms, forearms, hands settle in and rest. Let the breath flow in and out any way it wants to be right now. As we gently work with gravity to open some of the tight spaces. Breathing here Nice and easy. Stay here for another moment, allowing the pose to work on the body. Now, while you're on the blanket roll, start slowly rocking a little side to side and rock across the shoulder blades. So it's like you're giving yourself a little extra goodness in the massaging area of the upper back. Feel free to use this works nicely with the knees bent and the feet flat. If you've got your legs straight, you might want to bend them. That way, pushing into the feet helps in the gentle rocking. And as you're doing that, you might add a little rolling of the head. This is gently easing the body into some movement. And when you're ready, now rocking over to one side, pausing as you arrive there. And press up, remove the blanket roll and any additional head support. If it's not needed, come back and lie flat and hug your knees. Rock a little side to side. Hug the knees to the chest. And as you exhale, curl yourself up, lifting the nose toward the knees, and inhale and uncurl yourself back down. Do that again. Hug the knees in, press the low back into the mat, curl up compactly. And inhale, relax that. Do it again. Exhale, curling up. Inhaling. And one more time, curling up, get compact. And then release. Leave the head down, take a hand to each knee, circle the knees around in opposite directions. And go the other way. Keep the right knee hugged in, stretch the left leg out long on your mat. Breathe while you're here. Inhaling, exhaling. Keep the bottom leg long and draw the right knee out to the right. Feel free to encourage the knee up toward the shoulder as it goes out to the right. Take another breath here. As you exhale, bring the knee to center. Change hands. Opposite hand to the knee now. And start to rock. We'll turn this into a twist gradually, rocking a little to the left and back. The next time, a little more. The next time, a little more. And then stay in the twist, the knee coming across the body, maybe reaching the right arm out on the floor. See what angle with the right arm feels like it's interesting and maybe kind of stretchy and spacious. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. Exhale, come back to center. Touch the foot down, change legs. Left knee hugs in, right leg stretches out on the mat. Breathe here. Take the top of the thigh of the straight leg, lengthen it out, flatten the leg toward the mat. And then use the left hand and guide the knee out to the left. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. On an exhale, guide the knee back to center, change hands. Opposite hand takes the knee, start to rock. Each time you rock, go a little more in the direction of the twist. And the next time you rock, twist and stay in the twist. Again, on this side, you might reach the left arm out at whatever angle gives you some nice space. Feel your way in. There is always more than one way to do these poses. Custom fit the pose to work for you. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. And return to center. Bend both knees and place the feet flat on the mat. Scoot your hips back to center. Setting up for bridge pose. Excuse me. With the knees bent, the feet flat, arms resting at your sides. Press into your feet. We'll do that progressive bridge to massage the back on the way up. We're easing into our movement today. Press the low back into the mat. Squeeze the glutes and lift only the glutes up off the mat. Think of keeping the low back on the mat. And then gently release. And again, press the low back into the mat. Squeeze the glutes, but keep the low back on the mat. And release. This time, the low back can come up. It takes its turn. Press the low back down. Squeeze the glutes. They lift first. Then the low back gets to lift gradually. Stay right there. Keep your rib cage on the mat. And slowly lower low back and glutes. Same thing again. Press the low back down, squeeze and lift the glutes, and the low back. Pause there while you're lifted, and take your time coming down. It's not very much lift, so it takes some attentiveness, mindfulness to do this slowly. This time, the next 2 rounds, we'll invite the ribs to come with us. Press the low back down into the mat, squeeze and lift the glutes, then the low back, then the bottom ribs. Stay there, breathe while you're lifted. Slowly, gradually, the lowest ribs return to the mat. Then the low back comes down, and then your bum. And just like that, press the low back down. Squeeze and lift the bum, the low back, the lowest ribs, gradually upward. Stay lifted when right here. And gradually lower down, bottom ribs, low back, and bum. The next 2 rounds will invite the arms to come with us. They wait for the rib cage to start lifting up. Press the low back down. Lift the glutes. Lift the low back. Lift the bottom ribs. And now the arms. The arms float overhead. Feel the way that probably helps peel the shoulder blades up off the mat as well. And then as you come down, the arms come down, roll right over the shoulder blades, all the way down the rib cage to the low back, and then your bum. Just like that, press the low back down. Squeeze and lift the glutes and the low back and the bottom ribs and the arms, and stay lifted. Take a few breaths here. The arms can reach as far overhead as you like. Keep the legs really active. And slowly, slowly, slowly start to lower from the top to the middle to the very bottom. When you're all the way down, bring the knees in and take happy baby. Hold behind the thighs or walk the hands up the shins and rock while in your happy baby. And release that. Take the feet down flat to the mat. Take your hands, palms on the tops of the thighs, and bring the heel of the hand up the thigh so it's right where your pelvis and your thighs meet. Pelvis and the front of the thigh meets. And then keep your spine as neutral as possible. So we're not trying to tuck under like we were a moment ago, nor are we tilting into a back bend. We're right in the middle. And as you press the hands to the thighs, think of this as tractioning your back, making your spine longer. Inhale, relax the effort. Exhale, slurp the belly button in and press the thighs. Lengthen the spine. And relax the effort. 2 more. Exhale, press the thighs away, slurp the belly button in and up. Inhale, relax the effort. Last time. Exhale. And inhale. Release. Take the arms out wide to the sides. Heel toe the feet mat width or wider. Generous sweeping windshield wipers with the knees side to side. Tip the knees over to the right. Leave them there for a few breaths. If you like, reach your left arm overhead. Breathe into the space along the whole left side of the trunk. Two more breaths. And change sides, knees tip to the left. Maybe the right arm reaches overhead, breathing into the spaciousness on the right side of the torso. And come on back to center. Walk the feet a little closer, rock over to one side, and press yourself up. And we'll come up for a moment to a seated position. Let's take the soles of the feet together and the knees out to the sides. If it is more comfortable to cross the legs, that's fine too. Both ways will work. And sit tall here. Interlace the fingers. And as you interlace the fingers, now turn your palms away from you. Round the upper back and press the palms forward. Now plug your arm bones onto your back. Sit as tall as you can here. Sometimes just sitting here is a bit tricky, right? Our body kind of wants to go back this way, but we're going to lift up out of that and then raise the arms as high overhead as they will willingly go. Breathe here. Breathe here. Slowly lower the arms. Turn the palms towards you. Take a look at the interlaced fingers. And whichever, like if your left index finger is on top, you're going to switch that. And so that it's interlaced the other way and feels kind of awkward. Press the palms away again. Raise the arms overhead, just as before. Pressing into the index finger side of the palm as much as the pinky finger side. Lifting up out of the pelvis, rising up tall. Breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. Gently lower the arms. Take your feet a little further away from you and fold forward any amount. Feel free to let the back round to a degree that feels okay for you. And in this pose, your results may vary, right? You may be higher up or lower down. Feel inside your own body. Play the edges, work with the sensation that you're feeling right now in the pose. Take a couple more breaths. Ease yourself to upright. Separate the feet. And let's take a seated windshield wipers. Side to side, again working with the legs and the hips, kind of unwinding here. Now you can feel free to go as far over to each side as your hips say yes to. And if you want to add a bit of strength challenge, take the arms out to the side so you're balancing as you're moving. And if the knees go way over to each side, your bum may lift up off the mat. That's completely okay. That is not against the rules. And you may find that your bum walks you forward. That's okay too. All right, come on back to center. Stretch the legs out. Swing the feet in and out. And now let's take our legs back behind us. Swing the legs back and come into tabletop, hands and knees. And in your tabletop pose, glide back. We're going to move back and forth. So back into child's pose, forward into tabletop. It's just this right now with the breath. Exhale into child's pose. Inhale to tabletop. Exhale to child's pose. Inhale to tabletop. Exhale to child's pose. Stay there this time. You might come up on your fingertips. Breathe into the back stretch. Walk your hands over to the right. Breathe into the side stretch. And walk the hands to the other side. Child's pose, side stretch on this side. Breathing. What does it feel like here? Take another breath or two. Make your way back to center. Ease up to tabletop. If the toes are close together, separate them. Tuck your toes underneath. Lift your knees and hips and find downward facing dog. Now don't get too comfortable. We will be back. As you inhale, lower the knees nice and slowly. We're in tabletop. Exhale, take the hips back. We're in child's pose. And we'll mush all that together. Inhale to tabletop. Pause. Exhale to downward facing dog. Pause. Inhaling tabletop. Pause. Exhaling child's pose. Pause. Inhaling tabletop. Pause. Exhaling down dog. Pause. Just like that. Tabletop. Pause. Child's pose. Pause. Tabletop. Pause. Down dog. And now we stay. Stay in down dog. You might pedal the feet. You might lean the hips over to one side and the other side. Explore this first full down dog where we linger a bit. And once you've done some exploring and wriggling and moving, find stillness there. Press the hands evenly. Press the palms evenly into the mat. Lengthen the spine upwards. Breathe in. Breathe out. The fronts of the thighs are lifting you up and back. Take a couple more breaths right here. Take the right leg up and back behind you. Pull the knee in, come into a push-up. Take the leg up and back again. Knee to nose, push-up. One more time, up and back. And this time bring the foot all the way through. Bring the back knee down. We're going to stay a little close to the floor today in consideration of the hot weather. Keeping a bit of a cooling practice. So the right foot is forward. And from here, first, let's take the left hand on the mat, the right arm to the sky, a low lunge twist here. Breathe, 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 and breathe. Now bring the hand down and twist the other way. Now from here, your left arm is going to come down. You'll face the sky and kind of reach through like you want to wave to somebody through your front leg, underneath your front leg. Hi there. Open up into the twist and then reach through. That's it, just like that. Open up into the twist and reach through one more time, warming up the muscles in the back. Good. Now, plant your right foot firmly. Bring your torso upright in the low lunge. Zip up your belly. And take the arms overhead. Inhale, lift your heart, reach to the sky. Exhale, lower the arms. We'll do that a couple of times. Inhale, lift the heart, zip up the belly. Exhale, lower the arms. Inhale, lift. Let's stay here this time. As you stay there now, take hold of your left forearm. Reach up and side bend to the right. Can you feel some extra stretch in the front of the left thigh? Maybe even in the left side of the belly, down low, the pelvis even. Breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. Good, come on back to center. Release the arms. One more piece. This time, as we twist, we'll go over the thigh. So, as you come forward, reach out with your left arm, and then hook the left thigh outside the right. Let's, for today, make a soft fist with the bottom hand, and then the top hand will wrap around it. It's like a greeting you'd see in karate class, or it's like playing rock, paper, scissors with yourself, and you're both rock and paper. Breathe here in the twist. Long spine. Easy neck. If you want to make it more challenging, you can always lift the back knee. Totally fine. Take another couple of breaths. Gently unwind the hands, bring them down to the mat. Lift the back knee and step your foot back. Come into downward facing dog. From down dog, shift forward to plank. Lower yourself slowly all the way down to your mat. Keep your legs straight and your belly button zipped up. Peel your chest up, we're in cobra pose. Lower back down, 2 more. Lifting on the inhale, lifting the chest on the inhale, cobra. And lowering back down 1 more time. We're going to stay in cobra this time. Lifting up, breathe. Lift the hands up. Feel how the upper back muscles engage when the hands are off the mat. Now keep the engagement and the awareness of the upper back muscles as you place the palms back down and start to press gradually more and more with the hands. And maybe the belly's starting to lift up. Maybe the belly button is starting to lift up, or even the pelvis. And breathe in, breathe in, breathe in, breathe. And then lay yourself down, nice and long. Tuck your toes underneath, knee push up to downward facing dog. Reset your down dog, pressing into the hands evenly, long spine, lifting the tops of the thighs up and back, most of all breathing. Take the left leg up and back. Knee to nose, push up. Inhale up and back. Knee to nose. Inhale up and back. This time step the foot all the way through. Bring the back knee down. Keep the right hand on your mat and open up in a twist to the left. So this is our first kind of low, low, low twist. Breathe here. And now change hands. You can have the hand either inside or outside the foot. Either is fine. Open up to the other direction. And now for the reach through. It works a little better, I think, to have the fingers outside the toes for the reach through, but you can choose either way. Reach underneath your bent knee. And then open up in the twist. Feel the work in the upper back, upper and mid back. Inhale, open. And exhale, reach through. And one more time. Good. Place the hands on the mat. Walk yourself up. As you come to upright, zip up the belly, low lunge, torso is upright. Raise the arms overhead. Lift the navel, lift the chest, lift the gaze. And glide your hips forward while you're in this position, all the while keeping the abs on strongly. Then lower the arms, shift the hips back a little, just like the other side. Inhale, lift the navel, raise the arms. Exhale, lower the arms. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower one more time. We're going to stay this time with the arms raised overhead. Breathe while you're here. Take hold of your right wrist and lean up and over to the left. Side bending on this side. Still zipping up the belly. Definitely breathing. Inhale and exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Take another breath here. Come to center. Inhale. And exhale. Release the arms. Now reach the right arm over to the kind of front left corner and hook the elbow outside the thigh. Bottom hand a soft fist. Top palm wraps around it. Long spine. Easy shoulders. Stay here, or if you choose, raise the back knee. Breathe. When you're ready, unwind the hands, raise the back knee, step the front foot back, come into downward facing dog. Press the palms evenly, lengthen the spine, fronts of the thighs lifting up and back. Breathing in. Shift forward to plank, top of a push-up. Lower the whole body down to your mat. Cobra. Peel the chest up. And lay yourself back down. 2 more times. Peel yourself up. Lay yourself down. Last one. Peel yourself up. Pause. Lay yourself down. Tuck the toes underneath. Knee push up. Downward facing dog. Lift the hips. Relax the neck. Reset the hands and the feet. Check that the left and right hand are pressing evenly. That the hips are lifted evenly. That the heels are reaching down evenly. Walk your hands back towards your feet. Hang over your toes, holding opposite elbows, perhaps swaying. Here again, allow gravity to work on the pose, lengthening the body. And release the arms. Press into your feet. Slowly come to upright. As you find your way to standing, Roll your shoulders up, back, down, and around. And release. Take the right arm out in front of you, and let's do a shoulder stretch. Reach it across. The other arm is pinning it. Breathe into the space between your right shoulder blade and your spine. Root down into the feet, lift the navel, stand tall. Release the arm. Change sides. Other arm reaches out and across. Breathe here, in between the shoulder blade and the spine and the space that's opening up there. Stand tall, easy shoulders. Let the breath flow through the body. And gently release. Take the arms overhead. Inhale, reach up tall. Take hold of the left wrist and side bend the whole body up and over. Lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. While you're on this side, pull the belly button in, turn your chest and your gaze down to the floor. There's a little twist here. And then slowly untwist. Come up to center, reach both arms up. Inhale and both arms all the way down. Exhale. Roll your shoulders in between sides. And inhale, both arms up overhead. Take hold of the right wrist. Root down into your feet. Lift the belly button in and up. Side bend to the left. Breathe here. Inhaling. Exhaling. Inhaling. Exhaling. Turn the chest and the gaze toward the floor. Keep the back of the neck nice and long. And gently unwind the twist and return to center. Inhale, lower the arms. Exhale. Take the elbows out to the sides. Fingertips rest on the shoulders and make elbow circles. Nice and generous. Go the other way. Good. Release the arms. Take your feet wide apart. Turn the left foot in. Turn the whole right leg out. Heel to heel, heel to arch, somewhere in that vicinity. The pelvis is pointed off to an angle, and so it's only the chest and shoulders that are facing straight ahead. There's a little twist going on, and that's an important part of the pose. Take the arms out wide. Press into your back foot. Actually, take your left hand to your hip. Anchor into your left leg, the foot and the leg, and then start to reach out with the arm. Do not pop your hip out or tip it to the side. Stay really stable in your legs and in your spine. There will be some tilting, but there's hugging in for stability. And when you've reached out to the extent that your body's like, okay, that's enough for today, then bring the arm down. Press the back of your hand into your inner leg, wherever it lands, the thigh or the calf or lower down. The length of your spine, let that be more important than how low your hand goes. Really make this freeing. Open up the top arm, like you're making a T with the arms from whatever angle your torso is at. Anchor the feet. Zip up the belly. If your hand is so low that you have to bend your knee, your hand is too low. So lift the hand up so that both legs can be straight but not locked. And your heart can be open and your collarbone super wide. Yeah, if you're being, yes, better. Good, guys. And now with the top arm, like you've got a friend and they're going to help you up out of this. Reach up with the top arm. Reach up and up and up and up and up and up. And release. Turn the feet to face forward. And as we prepare for the other side, notice what tends to happen. So a lot of times what happens, and I think it's because in yoga for so long we've prioritized the flexibility part of it over everything else, that sometimes we lose sight of really what we're after in the pose. So if your hand is down low and you're facing the floor, that's not freedom in your spine. We want freedom in your spine and openness. Remember, we talked about getting out of that habit of curling? Ah, yeah. Right hand on the hip, left arm out to the side. And organize your feet, right? Right toes turn in, whole left leg turns out. Hug in the muscles of the legs. Zip up the belly so you're nice and stable, well supported. And then start to reach out, still hugged in the legs. And let the arm drop. We're not letting the hand pull us down. Just let the arm come down. Press the back of the hand into the leg. How long can your spine be while you're here? And then raise the top arm. And breathe. Are both legs straight or nearly so? Have them straight or nearly so. Zip up the belly. How long and open can the spine be? Long from the crown to the seat and open across the collarbones and the chest. Breathe while you're here. Breathe while you're here. And oh yeah, breathe while you're here. Top arm reaches. Lifts you up, lifts you up, lifts you up. Press into the feet the whole time. And return to center. Turn to face forward. Step the feet in. And shake your legs out. From here, take your feet out wide. We'll do a twist so this is another place where we want to adjust the arm position so that we have a lot of space in our spine. So if putting your hand down and twisting means you're rounded like this, please grab your yoga block. When we're lifted up now, the hamstrings aren't going to pull your pelvis tucked under. You can really find that length. So place your right hand on the block, long spine, and rotate your chest to the left. Press into the feet. If you like, raise the top arm. If your chest feels like it's stuck, turn toward the floor. The support under the hand might not be high enough. Root down, lengthen, open, most of all, breathe. One more breath. Change hands. Left hand to the block, right hand to the hip. Press into your feet, lengthen your spine first. Twist, really appreciate space. Rotate the chest to the right. Add the top arm reaching up if you want. Lengthen, breathe. And you may find there's more space twisting to one side than the other. That's pretty common. And work with the range of motion that is available on this side. Take 2 more breaths. And gently unwind to center and let the torso, the upper body, hang in between the legs. Now the knees can bend. Let it be comfortable. We're not trying to stretch out to lengthen. We're hanging so gravity helps lengthen us. And stay low. Now from here, the feet are fairly wide apart. Keep that. You're free to turn your toes out if you like. Bend the knees more and more and more, and we'll come into a very low squat. And then slowly we'll come back into the forward bend. Press the feet down and lift the hips up. And slowly lower the hips down again. Bring your torso as vertical as you can for a moment. And then we come back. Press the hands, lift the hips. One more time. Slowly bend the knees, lower the hips. We're in a low squat, and then lift the hips. Press the hands and feet as the hips go up. This time when we come into the squat, stay for a few breaths, either on the balls of the feet or on the heels if that's manageable. If you like, tip one knee at a time towards center. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, if you're on your tiptoes, it's like extra super balance challenge. Good, breathe, breathe, breathe. And gently, by whatever way you like, swing your legs around. Stretch them out. Bend your right knee. Left leg is stretched out in front of you. And clasp the hands around the right shin and lift up. Like holding onto the shin gets you a little bit taller. Now, if it feels like you're fighting to stay upright and your pelvis really wants to tuck under, lean backward some. In fact, let's everybody lean backward some. Zip up the belly, not a back bend, just a tilt of the whole spine back. Keep the opposite hand on the knee. Take the other arm back behind you. Sit super tall and twist. You can twist to the right. If that feels too constricting, you can switch the hands and twist the other way. This is your twist. Customize it so it works in your body today. Rooting down into your seat, elongating the spine upwards. If you like, look over your shoulder in the direction of the twist. Unwind and change legs. Left knee bends, right leg stretches out straight. Use the hands around the shin and lift up. Get really tall, and then without back bending, tilt the whole spine back a bit. Keep the opposite hand on the knee, and the left arm goes back behind you. Super long spine, and twist. Remember, you can twist in this direction, or if you did it the other way, just make sure that you wind up twisting to both sides at some point. Now, if there's freedom in the spine and the hamstrings to bring your torso to vertical or more vertical, go ahead and do that. Look over your shoulder in the direction of the twist. Breathe while you're here. Inhaling. Exhaling. Inhaling. Exhaling. Unwind gently. Stretch the legs out. Swing them a little. Let's take a side stretch. So you'll bend your right knee, take the knee out to the side, and then turn toward your bent knee. So your navel's facing your right knee. Take your left hand, the one that goes with the straight leg, and like we did in triangle, place the back of the hand against the inner leg. Give yourself a little push so it makes you twist. You're twisting away from the leg. And then while you're twisting away from the leg, slide the hand in the direction of the foot. Remember, don't get all crazy about reaching the foot. We're just using the leg for some leverage in the twist. And then when you're ready, the other arm, the hand can go to your head as you open up in the twist, or reach the arm up overhead and in a nice long angle. Lift up out of the pelvis. Breathe here. Lift up, lift up. If you have curled into a fetal position, come up a little higher. Lift, open. That's it, that's it, that's it. Good. Stay over on this side, but raise the top arm and bring it down toward the right hip. And see if you can get a little neck stretch. When the arm is down and your head is still tilted over to that shoulder. You might move the head a little. Go slowly, go gently. And then reach up high, reach straight up to the sky with the free arm. And come up and release. So now same thing on the other leg. Bend the left knee out to the side, right leg out in front of you. Turn your navel toward your bent knee. Take your right hand, the back of the hand to the inside of the straight leg. Long spine, and use the leverage of the back of the hand on the leg so your chest points more and more toward that bent knee. Slide out sideways, nice and long. And then take the other hand behind the head, open up in the twist, maybe reach the arm up in the air. Breathe, breathe. Anchor into your seat, lengthen, lift up out of the pelvis. Open up the chest in the twist. Breathe and breathe and breathe. Breathe and breathe and breathe. Now, reach the top arm up and back behind you down toward the left hip. Leave the head tilted over to the right and see if there's a spot in there. When you move the arm, maybe turn the head a little, you get a bit of neck stretch. Now raise the arm again, reach up straight up to the sky. Use the arm to lift the body up. And release. Ooh, unwind the legs. Swing them out in front of you. And then we'll take a forward bend. You can vary how you approach it. So classically, the seated forward bend like this, Paschimottanasana, is usually done with the legs very straight and the back very straight, kind of like you're a door hinge. So that is one way to approach it. It is not the only way. Because sometimes, especially if the hamstrings are tight, there is a lot of pull and it doesn't feel so great. and maybe it feels fine. So let's just explore. At first, we'll do it with a really, really straight legs, really straight back. Now you can choose. You might bend the knees a little. Oh, what's that like? Bending the knees lets the pelvis tilt, and you may find there's a bit more freedom to come forward. How does it feel? Where do you notice any sensation? Do you feel it in the backs of the legs? That's great. You might feel a little tug or stretch on the low back. That's okay, as long as it's not too much. And then what does it feel like if you let the upper body melt into the pose, not trying to hold the spine really tall and straight? Now combine any of those elements, maybe some that you've just made up, and stay there for a few more breaths. Notice what you notice. Continue to breathe. Walk the hands back up. Swing your legs around and lie down. Well, do whatever you want with your legs and lie down. Don't need to swing them anywhere. Rock a little side to side. And if there's anything you'd like to do before Shavasana, happy baby or a gentle twist, take a moment and do that. Gather up what you'd like to have for your Shavasana. Make sure that you're well supported. As you make your way into your position for Shavasana, take your time if you're finishing up something. Take a moment to set yourself up as comfortably as possible. Take a deep breath in and squeeze every muscle. Exhale, let it all go. Let the toes roll out. The muscles of the legs rest. The gluteal muscles relax. The low back uncoils, the upper back spreads out. The hands, wrists, and arms relax. Allow the belly to rise and fall with the breath. Let the heart blossom. Swallow and relax the throat and the jaw. Let all of the facial muscles relax. And let yourself just be. And let yourself breathe. Sorry about that. Lengthen up. Stretch your body out. Hug your knees in. Rock over to one side. Come up to seated. Bring your palms together in front of your heart. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, lower the chin. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you be safe and at ease. Thank you for sharing your practice with me today. Namaste.
I love the side stretches.
Oh, good.
Really felt good.
Good, good. Have a lovely rest of your day.
Stay inspired for school.
And we will see you. Yeah, I'll be back for the Sunday hour-long stretch and rest class, and then um, all the usual schedule, but Wednesday in the park.
Okay.
All right,
Thank you.
take care.
Bye-bye.